What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. It's your boy Troy Lister, aka King Lister, and I'm back here quickly with some hot takes on last Sunday night's episode of Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 5, entitled The Bells. Before I get to that, if you were wondering why I never posted the NFL top 5 storylines like I said I was going to over the weekend, I decided that it's probably best to wait a little longer on the NFL topics. We are smack dab in the middle of the conference finals in the NBA, and baseball is just getting going. I plan on just giving it a little bit of time to let the NFL season, the off season, and process a little bit before we really dive into that. But that will come at a later date. So if you're wondering why I never posted it, that's why. I decided just it's a little too early to get into football talk just yet. Um, but moving on real quickly, I just wanted to get some quick thoughts out about the last episode of Game of Thrones. We've talked about the previous two so far since I started my page, and I just really want to get some thoughts out quickly about the episode. First and foremost, I thought it was beautifully shot. That's one thing you can't say really about this season of Game of Thrones so far. They've done a fantastic job with the scope and the way these scenes have been shot, and just, I mean, there's a specific scene from the episode that sticks out. It's when the Hound is getting ready to fight the Mountain, and they're on the steps, and the Mountain's looking down at him, and the roof's destroyed because of Denarius causing havoc, which we'll get to in a second. But you see the dragon fly over top of them, breathing the fire, and that was just a beautiful, beautiful shot. So kudos to everybody who works on the production team there, who, you know, the director and the producers and all the people who put the hard work behind the scenes to give us this beautiful spectacle that we see on Sunday nights. Really, really fantastic. It was beautiful. That's my first thought. My second thing I'll say is this. I did not mind them turning Denarius Mad Queen. If you remember, when I did my choice top 5 plot points from last week's episode, I did say the number one was about Denarius possibly going Mad Queen. I did say that. They've hinted at that. So for everyone who's been saying that it's completely blindsided them and they didn't see it coming and all this stuff like that, well, you should have watched my video last week because I said it. I definitely called it that she was going to go Mad Queen. They've been hinting at it for a little while now, I feel like, giving you a little subliminal, like, spots. They're picking obviously, I understand that with a shortened 6-episode season, they have not fully dove into that storyline like they could have, that they would have in seasons previous. And I do agree with some people's major complaint that the writing has taken a step down in this season. I can understand that complaint. I get it. Certain things, certain plot points could use more time to really fully flesh them out. I understand that. I get that. But as I've been trying to tell people, like my close friends who all watch the show, we've known now since 2016 that the last 2 seasons were going to be just 13 episodes total. We've known for 3 years. And in 2017, when they last had season 7 on, we saw that they would jump from plot point to plot point to plot point. They didn't spend as much time, you know, sulking or telling the story like they normally have over the previous seasons. I mean, you got to think, if you go back to the earlier seasons, they spent a lot of time really fleshing out stories, which was brilliant because we had fantastic storytelling over the first 4 seasons. I think season 5 and season 6 had good stories too. And I know a lot of people think season 5 was kind of slow and all that stuff. And a lot of people credit the books for being the reason why the show was creative and had the best rating early on, which I can see. But they still had to take this stuff from a book and make it write it for television. So they had to pick their spots of what they wanted to do. And they did a great job over the first 4 seasons. And I thought they did a good job on season 5. People knock a lot, but it gives us one of the best episodes ever, which is the Hard Home episode, which is my personal favorite episode of Game of Thrones of all time, and arguably the best episode of the series. So I can't say that 5 was bad, and I enjoyed 6. It gave us Battle of Bastards and The Winds of Winter, which are 2 fantastic episodes. It was a solid season. 7 was decent. I liked 7 a lot. I mean, I can see what they're saying about the character arcs. I think my biggest complaint for character arcs in this new season is Jaime. You take Jaime and you make him the most hated character in the very beginning of the show, and you build him up, you build him up, you build him up, and then he has these moments where you're like, do we want to cheer for him? And it's hard to get behind Cersei and Jaime as a couple, really, because as a couple, they're bad people. And it's difficult to really give them that love and that devotion as a fan during their last scene. I did not mind Cersei's death, the way they went out. I mean, they've been hinting again for years that Jaime and Cersei would go out together. Jaime's made it specifically known for years, seasons, that he wants to die in the arms of a woman he loves, which he did. So I get that. They fulfilled that part of it. Could have been done differently. You could argue Cersei deserves a greater death. But a quick point to Cersei. A lot of people have been saying that they were shocked she didn't have a plan, or that she didn't have something up her sleeve and she's always prepared and stuff like that. I don't know. Cersei is a great character for the fact that she always seems to persevere. She does not give up. She constantly will fight to the very end, that was a little odd to see her kind of look dumbfounded in the episode by Daenerys really just torching all the Scorpions, the Golden Company, and then the city. But she's not always prepared. She doesn't always have a trick up her sleeve. I mean, you think back to when Stannis was going to take King's Landing in the Battle of Blackwater Bay. She didn't have a plan. She took her son into the throne room. She was going to kill herself and her kid. So she didn't have a plan then. She did have a plan when it came to the High Sparrow and his followers, but it backfired on her, and she ended up in the cells herself and had to have her Walk of Atonement. She didn't have a plan then. She did eventually blow up the Sept and take back her revenge, but that wasn't. She didn't have that plan. She was outmaneuvered by the High Sparrow up to that point. So this idea that Cersei was gonna have this big magical plan to stop Daenerys, I don't buy it. Sorry, I don't. But real quickly, let me wrap this up. Daenerys, I don't mind her going Mad Queen. Again, I do think they could have had more time to build it up, but to me, they've been previewing it enough. If you just watched when Sam has the conversation with Jon in the crypts, and he says about her burning his family, and how Jon gave up his throne for the people, would she do the same? That was the first hint. Then after the battle, she looks all flustered and confused in Winterfell, which I pointed out too in my review from 2 weeks ago. So you see these little tidbits, and if you watch the previews when they do the recap of what's happened in Game of Thrones, when they showed her face after Missandei's death, they ran a bunch of dialogue from different characters throughout the show who've talked to Dany, and they were all kind of pointing at releasing the dragon. I think the very last one was from Viserys when he said, "You don't want to wake the dragon, do you?" I knew then, instantly, before the episode even started, I said, "Oh, she's gonna burn the city down." If you went into this episode not thinking Dany was gonna burn the city down, then you haven't been paying attention. Honestly. Again, I understand the legitimate gripes about writing and taking this time in this season. I get that. But I do think a lot of people are just coming down hard on Thrones Season 8. I mean, people voted Episode 4 as a 0 out of 10. A 0. When Game of Thrones ends next week, I can promise you this right now. You're going to be hard stretched to try to find better television than what Thrones has provided us for the past 9 years. Good luck. Because there's not that much great TV out there right now. Really. Not at this level. Again, I can understand it may not be to the same level of thrones we've seen before. But this, by no means to me personally, has been a bad season. I agree with all the plot points they've hit and the major beats, but I do think they could have had more time to explore some of these stories, and that would have made it better. But that's just me. Very much looking forward to the finale this week. I have no idea who's going to end up on the Iron Throne. I wish it was Jon, but it probably won't be. All right, guys, that's it for today. I just want to get some quick thoughts out about the episode, my quick thoughts about Daenerys and Cersei and stuff, because it's been a very hot topic in the internet world. So this is my video for you guys on that. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Have a great day.